Welcome in, everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over some measures of central tendency. This list of numbers you see before you is the number of hours of television watched per weekend for a sample of 35 college students. And all we're asked to do is find the mean, median, and mode. And in order to do that, of course, I'm going to use some technology. Off the screen here, I have a TI-84. You're more than welcome to use a TI-83, but the steps I outline in this video will correspond to a TI-84. The first thing I want to do is I want to hit Stat button and then Enter. And that will put you into a List Edit menu. And from there, what you'll want to do is you'll want to enter the list into the calculator. From there, what you can do is you can hit Stat, the right arrow, and then Enter. And what that will do is that will bring up one var stats. And we will use one var stats to find our mean and our median. One quick note before I write these numbers on screen is that where you want to note where you put your information in the calculator, I generally put my information in list 1, and you'll need that information when you're using one var stats. You want to make sure one var stats is being applied to your list of information. So put all that information in, and I got 5.97 hours for the mean, and I got 5 hours for the median. Now, with that, we cannot find the mode in one var stats. What you'll have to do instead is you'll have to go ahead and hit the second button first, and then hit Stat, go over 1, and hit Enter. And what that will do is it will bring up Sort A on your calculator. Now, the calculator, when you do this, the calculator is looking for a list to sort. And in fact, it will sort it in ascending order, meaning from smallest to biggest. So you can do that, and when you hit Enter, the calculator will just tell you done. And you're like, well, hang on a minute, this was supposed to sort my list. Well, in order to see your list, you'll have to hit Stat, Enter again, and lo and behold, you will notice that the list is in order from smallest to greatest. That being said, what you have to do is, or what you'll notice is that these ones here are the first two numbers in the list now. And then all of the number 2s will show up. So how many of those did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And you just have to go through the list and count the highest number or the most frequent number that shows up. And when you do that, it ends up being 3 hours. Now, of course, I could ask the question, which of these measures of central tendency best represents the data? And I think you could make an argument for either the mean or the median here. In this example, I'm going to be going over how to calculate a weighted average. So in order to have a weighted average, you have to have an average or a value for the category it represents, and you have to have some weights for those values. So the categories we have for this one, it looks like we're trying to calculate a final average here. We have exam, or an exams, homework, and a final exam. So it looks like the average for the exams for this particular student was 95. The average homework score was 52, and the final exam was a 92. Now these all don't count the same. Maybe there were 4 exams that were taken and the student averaged 95, that means really each exam was only 12.5%. The final exam is worth twice that much. So this creates this weird way to find an average. But we can do it. We need the weights. We're calling this a weighted average. So let's change these percents to decimals, because we need to work with these weights as we go through and compute the weighted average. Now you can compute a weighted average simply by multiplying the average times the weight of the same category. So we can say 95 times 0.5. We can find the weight here. Let's see, that's 52 times 0.25. And we can multiply the average and the weight here. 92 times 0.25. And after we multiply all of these together, we can literally just add these up. And when you follow the order of operations and do all of these multiplications first and then add, you'll get a weighted average of 83.5. Solid score. I hope this video helped you out. Good luck.